we have two major topics left นะครับ before we have the midterm examination. One thing that you have to know is that, okay, I just what to say, the requirements for our midterm examinations นะครับ the topics and all the functions that you need for our midterm examination in the what to say, in the e-learning already นะครับ okay, good morning ครับ okay, just take your seat and then just log in into Zoom นะครับ so that you can see what we are learning นะครับ all right, okay. Apart from the topics นะครับ that we have to use on our midterm examination, I also post exercises more for you นะครับ by this coming Wednesday I will post the answer for each exercise นะครับ so that you can see how we're gonna do those kind of exercises. And for our midterm examination, the style of the questions are similar to what you see in the exercises นะครับ but the intensity of the question in the exam will be more intense นะครับ anyway, because it's not just the exercise. All right, okay, hang on. Now let me just like share my screen นะครับ for the functions that we learned on last class. Anyway, you can see that in here นะครับ if you see the screen, as I told you earlier, whenever you see the yellow bar like this and say that protected view นะครับ you can't do anything here. You have to enable editing. In the future, you have to do the same thing. In this version, they don't allow you to just like type or double click on anything นะครับ but for the older version of Excel, you have to you could enter anything but you couldn't save. This one is better because like lots of people complain Microsoft that if they allow us to type anything, we should be able to save too นะครับ so that's why in here you have to enable editing first before you can do anything นะครับ all right. Okay, so this is the file, my first book file that we had นะครับ on last class we talk about like the scenarios นะครับ and scenarios manager already นะครับ for the scenarios and scenario manager, it is a way that help us in order to prepare on the templates and set of data in order to show different scenarios of the similar situation. For example, in this scenario we talk about the concert budget นะครับ when we run concert in different sizes นะครับ how do the cost and revenue be นะครับ so the things that we have to do is that firstly we prepare the template first. Make sure that if there are anything that is a calculation, just like put the formula on นะครับ anything that will be changed or will be varied according to our scenarios, you just leave it like that. But anyway, for example, you have to enter the first scenario data in your template first. For example, in here, we put the yellow cells นะครับ and enter the data for the original scenario that we have. Why do we have to do so? The reason is because it helps us to save the time in order to create one scenario นะครับ in the scenario manager. Apart from that one, it will just like help us to know that which cell that you have to enter the data, which cells, like for example in the green cells, they are the calculation นะครับ and after that the way we did was that, okay, we go to data, right, and go to what if analysis and then scenario manager. After that, when we would like to create the scenarios นะครับ we click add first นะครับ and type scenario name, and after that you just click on the cells that you say that, okay, it will be changed or it will be varied according to different scenarios. If you have the range of cell นะครับ you can just like press นะครับ control นะครับ and click on the cells that you would like to make them as the area. For example, B9 to B15 นะครับ I just press control and then click on B9, B10, B11 until B15, or you may type by yourself like B9 colon B15 like this. And if there are not adjacent or not continuous cell, for example, you can see that in here we have cell B4 and B7. you click cell B4 and then press comma and then click another cell that B7 นะครับ like this so that we can have like all of the changing cells นะครับ this is to create the or add the scenario when you add it already นะครับ when you click OK suppose I create a scenario test and then I put the changing cells already if it is the first time it will ask for every cell that you would like to change but if it is the next scenario นะครับ that you create according to this situation it will just like show all the changing cells that you created before like in this one นะครับ it show all the changing cells that we had before and after that you click OK and then you just like start entering the data นะครับ according to that scenario if this is your first scenario นะครับ the data that you type already นะครับ for example in on my screen is there are yellow cells they will be copied in here automatically นะครับ if you would like to change anything you can change it now and then you click OK นะครับ so in this one นะครับ you may create other scenarios นะครับ for more details you can just like go back and see in the video clips that I post on e-learning as well นะครับ I post everything already after that นะครับ when you would like to use that scenario นะครับ you just like go to data sheet นะครับ go to what if analysis and then scenario managers you will see list of all scenarios that you created and after that นะครับ choose scenario that you want to see for example if I want to see small concert I click show then it just like show all the data นะครับ according to our preparation in small concert so the things in the yellow cells will be changed but for the green cells นะครับ they are the formula they will change accordingly นะครับ after that we talk about the next thing that is the scenario summary report นะครับ scenario summary report will list out all the values นะครับ in the changing cells including the result cell for example in this one we have the result cell that is profit loss of setting up the concert in different sizes นะครับ when you would like to have the scenario summary report it will ask you that okay which one is the cell that you would like to see as a result cells in this case it's profit and loss so when you would like to just like see the scenario summary report you just go to click summary นะครับ summary will list out every single scenario that you have in the scenario manager นะครับ so in here I put result cell as F18 or profit loss and when I click okay this is the scenario summary report for any columns or any rows that you don't want to have นะครับ you can delete it or hide it as you want for example in this one you can see that there are small scenarios นะครับ two of small scenarios actually one is the current values that scenario manager is showing นะครับ scenario manager is showing but if you say that no I don't want to have this one นะครับ because you can see that right now it's showing for the small concert you can just like delete it นะครับ if you don't want นะครับ it doesn't affect this scenario summary report นะครับ and also the scenario tests if you don't want it you can delete it as well นะครับ and then you can see that in here the changing cells show us for the values like concert size number seats and so on นะครับ this one if you remember the original one it didn't show for the name of the cells like this but it shows the cell location instead นะครับ so this one in order to just like change the cell location to be these names we just like go to the cells นะครับ that you would like to rename it นะครับ for example in this cell is cell B4 instead of letting it show as B4 นะครับ you just click on this cell นะครับ go to the name box นะครับ click on it and then type the name that you want to have bear in mind that the name box doesn't allow you to have space doesn't allow you to have hyphen or dash นะครับ if you would like to have hyphen or dash or any spatial character นะครับ the only one that Excel allow you to name a cell is underscore นะครับ you just like put the name for example concert underscore size like this นะครับ okay right? And after that, when you generate the scenario summary report, it will show just like the name, or the value instead of the cell location. This is what we learned on last class. That was a scenario manager and scenario summary report. What is the next thing that we have to know? Today, before we go to the last topic, I just would like to go to the topic that is what we call data visualization. Data visualization. What is data visualization? If you remember, when we talk about the pivot table, you can see that I talk about the pivot chart in this one. You can see that we have pivot chart in this one. And one way to control pivot chart is that we use the slicer. We use the slicer in order to control pivot chart. You can see that the effect of the slicer and the pivot chart like this, instead of seeing or changing the data, or viewing it as the numbers like this, we show it in terms of infographics, or we show it in terms of graphical display instead. Even to move or to change week or store, we just click on it only instead of using keyboard to type in. This one we call it as data visualization. Apart from these two kind of data visualization, I also have some example for you, some more data visualization tools for you. Okay, so everyone just create a new worksheet, call it as data visualization. We do it together. Everyone who is in the classroom, please log in into Zoom too, because the attendance will check via the Zoom. Okay. All right. Okay, this is data visualization. So what kind of data visualization that I would like to show you? For data visualization, actually I just would like to show you an example, a good example of data visualization first. So, okay, let me just show you for this one. I'm sure that many of you have seen this kind of website before. I'll talk about Billboard's websites. So you can see that in this one, this website is showing about the ranking of the music that they have. Okay. Let me go to Billboard Hot 100, and let's have a look. So you can see that on this screen, Billboard Hot 100 music tracks. You can see that on the left-hand side, this is what I want you to see. There are the ranking of this music track. One thing that you will see is underneath the number, underneath the number of the music track, you will see the arrows. The arrows, the right arrow, the green, the right arrow in the gray color, the up arrow in the green, and down arrow in red. So you can see that these symbols represents the status. This symbol represents the status of those tracks. While the gray right arrow means it's stable. And in this one, green up means that the ranking is increasing, right? And also the red down means that this track is going down. The position is going down. So these kind of symbols, these kind of arrows are what we call data visualization, that you can see it easily. So you can see that when you just go to this website, it's so easy because you don't need to, if you would like to know that when compare between previous week and this week, what is the status of the music? You can see that if you have a look, in this one, you compare last week with this week, you compare last week with this week, you can see that if you see a track called driver's license, this week ranking is 1, last week is 1, so that's why it's right arrow in gray color. Now let's see the one that is down. Okay, last week the holy track last week was ranking 8, this week ranking is number 9 so it's decreasing นะครับ while Whoopty นะครับ ranking number 10 last week was 16 but this week is 10 so it's increasing so you can see that in here instead of comparing numbers you don't need to do so you just see the symbol and then you know immediately that okay this week is increasing or decreasing นะครับ so this is just the way that we use in order to visualize the data instead of comparing the number on the screen because actually in the meeting room you don't have the time to compare the numbers like that. The things that you should do is to see some picture just that นะครับ okay so right now let's go back to our Excel. I'm going to talk about the data visualizations tools that we need to have นะครับ okay so in this class นะครับ for the Excel part data visualization tools that I would like to increase more they are icon sets and data bars นะครับ okay these are like two data visualization tools that I'm going to teach you นะครับ okay so let's see นะครับ I'll begin with the icon set first นะครับ how icon set looks like I will begin with the first kind of data นะครับ that we have okay this is the number please type these numbers into your worksheet นะครับ I will start with icon set first okay so in this example นะครับ you can see that we have various of the numbers นะครับ that we have if I say that I would like to group นะครับ or if I would like to classify these numbers นะครับ into 3 groups what should we do นะครับ I might say that okay these 3 set I mean this for this set of numbers for this set of number I say that I would like to group them as 3 groups firstly you have to know that which group นะครับ or which numbers or numbers on what range that we should group them together that we should group them together so the first thing นะครับ if you do everything manually นะครับ let me just like show you how you're gonna do if you don't have any ideas about the data visualization the things that you may do นะครับ is that you may sort this number first นะครับ you may sort this number first okay just have a look first you don't need to do it นะครับ just see how I do it manually this number นะครับ I sort it and you can see that these are the ranges that I have นะครับ 2 to 95 when I have this range of number already after you sort the data already นะครับ after you sort the data already you can see that in here นะครับ you have to set up the range first นะครับ if you would like to separate them into 3 groups so in here นะครับ let me just use the number line to help I said that the smallest number is 2 the biggest one is 95 then I have to separate them into 3 groups like this and then I have to find that okay the first 33% นะครับ and 66% what are the range of values that I have so the things that I have to do is that I have to find out the value first 95 subtracted by 2 is 93 and then I have to find out 33% of 93 นะครับ approximately 93 times 33.33% around 31 นะครับ so that means the value between 2 to 31 will be in the first group and after that from 31 to 62 it will be in the second group and value between 62 to 95 in the will be in the third group นะครับ so this is what we have to do manually if we want to separate these values into 3 different groups but as I told you earlier if we are in the meeting room you don't have the time to do so the way that we have to do is that we should have like some tools for example we should have the data visualization tools to help นะครับ in this one Excel has the data visualization tools in order to break or in order to classify the values นะครับ that you have especially for the numerical value into the group that you like นะครับ in this case นะครับ we call it as icon set you have to choose the suitable data visualization tools นะครับ to match with the data that you have. For example, if you have the data and you would like to classify them or categorize them into different groups นะครับ you have to use icon set because icon set will have like different symbols to symbolize different group of numbers นะครับ where are they so in this one นะครับ in order to use data visualization tools นะครับ like icon sets we highlight the values that you would like to display as the icon set first นะครับ when we have the icon set it will look similar to the viewboard นะครับ symbols that you have นะครับ all right now when you highlight the values นะครับ already we go to home tab นะครับ you can see that in here นะครับ when you click on the home tab you see the conditional formatting นะครับ in here conditional formatting here is the group of data visualization tools that we have to use so we choose icon sets นะครับ you can see that in the icon set it shows many different kind of symbols that we have then what we have to do next the next thing that we have to do is that you choose number of symbols that you would like to have or number of groups that you would like to have must be correspond to number of different symbols in the same group for example in here นะครับ you can see that for our data I said that I want to categorize them into 3 groups only I don't have increasing or decreasing so in this one if you use icon set as the arrow it normally tells us for the increasing or decreasing, but in this one, we don't have the direction. So we just use the regular kind of icon set instead, and we would like to classify them into 3 groups. Then just use the icon sets that consist of 3 various shapes or 3 various symbols in the group. So you can see that in here, we can have the traffic lights, นะครับ we can have flags, we can have star, something like that to represent because they are they have like 3 different shapes นะครับ in the same group in the same set of icons in this one assume that I use the traffic lights นะครับ I use traffic lights then I click traffic light for my shapes you can see that right now นะครับ different values นะครับ will be displayed by different traffic light like some of them will be in red some of them will be in yellow light some of them will be in green light นะครับ actually these kind of values are displayed according to the condition that I showed you before นะครับ when we separate the value into 3 groups let's see whether they are like what I said or not นะครับ I will show you with the data that I sorted already and then I do the icon set once again. So as I told you earlier, firstly, you highlight the cells that you would like to show as the icon set. Second one, go to Home tab, Conditional Formatting. And after that, you choose icon sets and then choose the shapes or symbols that you want to have by just like considering number of groups that you would like to separate. In here, is traffic light. You can see that in this example นะครับ for the data that I sorted you can see that just one you can see that in here นะครับ number from 2 to 14 they are shown in red color นะครับ in here you can see that okay from 2 to 20 to 31 it will be in the same group okay yeah this is correct after that 39 to 57 it falls into the second range. That's why all of them are shown in this with the same color. That is in this example is a yellow one. And any value that is over than 62 will be shown in another color. Yeah, then you can see that 86 and 95 they are greater than 66. That's why they are showing in another color, and this one it is green นะครับ okay so Excel will calculate all of these ranges automatically นะครับ and put the values นะครับ that fall into each range in different colors for you or in different shape for you automatically so in this one นะครับ even though Excel does the icon sets preparation for you automatically but you can have like some adjustment as well นะครับ for example in here you can see that I want from 2 to 14 to display as green color while the maximum one show in red for example if we are talking about the cost นะครับ that you spend some money if the cost is not expensive you should show them in green but if it's very expensive you should show them in red so in this one we call it as you have to reverse this symbol how do you gonna do that นะครับ okay so firstly you set up conditional formatting as an icon set first so that you can adjust it after that นะครับ you click conditional formatting once again and then you can see 3 menus down there are new rule clear rules and manage rules sometimes when you copy นะครับ when you copy these numbers นะครับ to other places if these icon sets come along with the copying you have to choose clear rules นะครับ in order to clear out these icon sets I'll show you later but now you have to manage rules because you would like to just like reverse the symbols นะครับ then you click on manage rules this box นะครับ is the formatting rules manager it tells us that okay for the highlighted values or highlighted cells what are what are visualization tools that you are using or you are having the rule in this one we have icon sets นะครับ covers from B17 to B26 yeah okay so if you would like to manage this one you click on this rule first and then click edit rules once you click on edit rule these are like all the type of the rules นะครับ and the parameters that you can change in this one นะครับ we focusing on the lower part of the screen to edit the rule description นะครับ in this one we are using icon sets นะครับ with 3 colors นะครับ you can change the color here sorry you can change the icon set here นะครับ and then they list out like all possible group of icon sets that they have นะครับ if you say that okay you want to have green first นะครับ for the lower value you click reverse icon order นะครับ and then you can see that in this one นะครับ I want you to see this one นะครับ in the icon it start with green yellow red and if you click reverse icon it will be red yellow green นะครับ so red yellow green or green yellow red นะครับ what does this value cover นะครับ right now นะครับ if we before we click reverse icon order it say that it will be shown as green when value is greater than or equals to 67% นะครับ if you remember this one I just put 33.33 and 66.66% นะครับ this one is like what Excel is trying to explain to you if you have a look here นะครับ you can see that it show as percent but actually if you say that no I want to change it as the value not in terms of percent but it is the number you can do it as well นะครับ you just change it to be number and then just put the value on for example if you say that any value that is greater than 50% it will be in red นะครับ okay I reverse the order first นะครับ when the value is greater than or equals to นะครับ number that is 50 นะครับ it will be in red นะครับ so anything that is between 0 to 49 number as well 0 to sorry less than 0 or sorry less than 50 and greater than or equals to 0 will be shown as yellow. But if I say that no, I want to show it as green. Okay, I can do it like this as well. I can customize นะครับ depends on what you want. But if you don't want to customize anything, just leave it as a default setting. That's okay too. Then you click OK. You can see that right now it's not affected yet. Now you have just red and green, but on your Excel sheets, you still have red, yellow, and green. You have to apply first. If you click apply, now you can see just yellow, sorry, you just have green and red only. So this is how do we gonna edit the rules to match with what we need. So when we have this thing already, when we have this thing already, okay, I go to the original order here. Okay, in here, what I did was I highlight, right? I go to Home tab, Conditional Formatting, Manage Rules. After that, I click on the icon sets that cover all the cells that I have. Click Edit Rule, and then just choose Reverse Icon Order. And then I say that when it's over 50, it will be shown as red. And after that, for any value that is from 0 to 49 will be shown in green. So in this one, this is the applying of the traffic light to show as just two groups, red or green only, something like this. But I mean, like, sometimes if you don't want it, I just suggest you to clear out. How to clear out if you don't want this rule, so easy, because if you say that, how can we do it? Okay, let me just like have a look in here. You can see that if you try to click on each cell, you cannot click on the icon set because it doesn't work. The way in order to clear out these things is that you have to clear the rules. How to clear? As I told you earlier, you have to highlight them first, go to Home tab, Conditional Formatting, and then you choose Clear Rules. And then in this case, if I want to clear rule from selected cell, I click clear rule from selected cell. Or if I click clear rule from entire sheet, means that any places that have the icon sets or any rules for conditional formatting, it will be clear out. Or you can just go to conditional formatting, manage rules as well. And then you just go to that rule, click delete rule. It's the same, and then you apply. Okay, so this is like what we have to do in order to manage our icon sets to show the value for us. Let me do it once again in here. And then if I just like, this one is to clear out and then redo the icon set with the default values. Okay, so this is the icon set. Up to this point, do you have any questions? You cannot edit. Can you please show me the screen? Share the screen for me, please. So you have to log in Zoom to computer. Otherwise, you can't show. You can show to me later. For this one. Okay. Any other questions? For the students in the classroom, if you have any questions, you can just unmute your microphone in Zoom and ask me straight away so that your classmate can hear it as well. The next thing I want you to do is that I want you to what to say? I have a question from one of you who asked me to show the steps of managing icon cells color again. Okay. Now let me just show you in this one what I got in here was that, okay, this is the original icon sets that we set up. This is original icon sets that we set up. So if we would like to edit this icon set, the things that we have to do is that we go to Home, Conditional Formatting, and Manage Rules. So if our intention is to reverse the color, นะครับ or set the color according to our need. So right now the things that Excel นะครับ does for us is that it shows everything according to this range นะครับ because our icon set has 3 colors นะครับ because our icon set has 3 colors red yellow and green. So that's why Excel has to separate the values into 3 groups according to the range. For when we have 0 to 100%, the first group will be on 0% to 33.33%. Second group will be 33.33 to 66.66. And the last group will be 66.66 to 100%.นะครับ and then we just multiply the value to the percentage accordingly to show the range like this.นะครับ this is the default thing that Excel prepare for us. But if we say that actually we don't want to have like that, we would like to set up the range by ourselves.นะครับ there are a couple of ways to change or a couple of aspects that you change. After you choose conditional formatting and manage rules already, then you have to choose on the rule that has been set up before. In this one, icon set with 3 traffic lights here. You click OK. Hang on. You choose manage rule. You click on that icon set, and then you choose edit rule. นะครับ you choose edit rule. After that, the edit rule will be showing up. And when it's showing up, you choose whatever you want. The first one, if you would like to have the same old value or same setting, but the order of the color is reverse. For example, to red, from red to green, from green to red, you click reverse icon order, and then click OK and apply. This one is reverse already. This is the first thing that we can do. Apart from that one, if you say that apart from reversing the icon order, we would like to have just 2 different colors only, red and green. We don't use yellow anymore. The things that you have to do is that you have to set first which value will be in red, which value will be in green. If you say that, okay, to calculate as a percentage like this, it's difficult. You would like to use a number instead. Any number that is from 0, that is from 0 to 50, you would like to show them as green. Any value that is over 50 will be shown in red. Okay. Now, you see this. When we read the rule for each traffic light, it is like this. Red, when value is greater than or equals to 67%. Yellow, when value is less than 60%, 67% and greater than or equals to 33%, like this. And it will be shown as green when value is less than 33. If we would like to change to be when value is greater than or equals to 50, we've shown in red. We do like this. We choose type of value first. We choose type instead of percent. We choose it as number for both. After that, when value is greater than or equal to 50, you just replace 0 with 50 here, and then number. And the rest of them, I don't want yellow color anymore. I want green. Then I choose green. It will be shown as green when value is less than 0 and greater than or equals to 0. When less than 50 and greater than or equals to 0. If you are satisfied with this one, you click OK and then click apply. So all the values will just like be set up according to the rules that we set in here accordingly to be shown as red or green only. Or you may be able to change for other symbol as well. For example, I use red flag and green traffic light. It's okay too, this one. It depends on what we set up and what we want it to be. So path, is it clear? I hope that this would help you to see the steps of managing icon cell already. Icon set, sorry. Okay, when we have this one already, okay, let's see the next kind of the next example นะครับ that I want you to do it by yourself นะครับ in this one I want you to use icon set as well นะครับ in this example it's the expense of a student นะครับ I'll copy this value for you นะครับ so what I want you to do is that I want you to use the icon sets นะครับ to display the amount นะครับ of the expense นะครับ using you can use any kind of the icon sets นะครับ you can use any kind of the icon set to display the to display or to represent these values. In this one I want just four icon sets only นะครับ I'll give you 5 minutes นะครับ to do this 5 minutes to do this